Everyone, welcome back to the channel PantherSchools. My name is Amit Singh, and as Salesforce is promoting vibe coding, Salesforce is promoting enterprise vibe coding. They have recently released a tool called as Agentforce Vibes, which is an extension on top of Visual Studio Code. You might be hearing a keyword, you might be hearing a term repeatedly whenever you will be seeing any Agentforce Vibes videos that Salesforce has released in the Dreamforce 2025, and that word is MCP. MCP server, MCP tools, MCP clients. These are the multiple terms that you will be hearing. In this video, we are going to break down what is MCP, what is the problem that MCP does solve, what was the problem before MCP. Then we will see what are the key components of MCP server or MCP protocol. And then we are also going to see a complete walkthrough of how MCP server usually works with an example. You can consider MCP is basically a open source protocol which helps you to provide some set of standards on how the AI tools is going to interact with the servers. That servers could be Salesforce, that server could be Google AI, Gmail, Google Calendar, any database, any external API. That server could be anything. MCP is going to basically help you to provide the some set of standard rules which will help the LLMs, which will help the AI tools to understand how the tool, the MCP client, is going to basically interact with the servers. You can also consider like MCP is like a USB-C port of any AI application. Like USB-C port provides a standard way of connecting the electronic devices like mobile phones, PCs, desktop, and any other electronic device can be easily connected nowadays with the help of USB-C port. Similarly, MCP protocol is basically a USB-C port for the AI applications. The image that you see here is the images for the Agentforce Vibes, Enterprise Vibes, which Salesforce has recently released in DF 2025. What is the problem that we had before MCP came into the picture? Because we have been hearing the term AI, we have been hearing RAG, we have been hearing AI agents. But what exactly was the problem with those agents and then MCP has to come? Consider that you have M clients. This could be maybe Claude, ChatGPT, Google Gemini, or Meta Llama, and there could be any other client tools that you have. And then there are basically N servers. You have N different target systems: Salesforce, SAP, Stripe, external database, and Gmail, calendars, Outlook. There are multiple servers that you have. Now you have M tools and there are N servers. What usually happens is, now this is what you say. For example, you have M AI applications and N data sources. Data sources means your servers, your read-only or read-write data. Then what you need to do is you need to basically M into N custom integrations. That means for every single AI application, for example, you have one AI application and you have got 4 data sources, then how many integrations you have to develop is 4. Now this is going to exponentially raise. Like if you have 2, then you will have to basically develop the data sources or data integration, not sources, which is going to be 2 into 4, that is 8. Similarly, if you have 3 AI application, then the integration is going to be 12. Similarly, there is going to be basically whatever the number that you have got, it's going to be creating a problem of M into N. That is the problem that you basically had, and you had to develop the connection. Every integration has to be a custom built connection. When MCP came, then what happened? This M into N problem has been converted into the M plus N problem, or you can say M plus N solution. Now what you have to do is you have to develop one application per AI application, one client per AI application. Clients are your tools that you are using that are interacting with the users, like VS Code. There you can install the extensions like GitHub Copilot, Claude, ChatGPT. Then you have got DeepSeek, you have got Google Gemini, Meta Llama, then Microsoft Copilot. There are multiple AI clients which are available that you can interact with. And then you have N servers. You just need to create one integration per server. So basically what is happening now, you have one AI application, you have 4 integration, you are going to create 4. You have got 2 AI application, then it is going to be basically, instead of multiplying, it is going to be now, instead of multiplying now, this is going to be basically 4, because 1 plus 4 is 4. Here it's going to be 6, because 2 plus 4 is going to be 6, and here it's going to be 4 plus 3 is 7, and then similarly, instead of being m into n, it is going to be m plus n. That is how your MCP server is going to help, MCP protocol is going to help. Now you can you develop the integrations, you host it somewhere in the server, and then that MCP protocol is going to help understanding the intent of the user, understanding the behavior, understanding the emotions, the context, and based on the context, it is going to hand it off to the correct AI application, to the correct tool, to the correct data source, to the correct data set, and then it will give the get the data, send it back to the MCP server. MCP server is going to send it back to the client. Client will display it to the user, to the end user. What are the key components of MCP protocol, or while you are designing the MCP protocol's MCP server? There are mainly three components. One is host, client, and server. Host is basically user-facing AI application like ChatGPT, Claude, Microsoft Copilot, Google Gemini. There could be multiple, or if you are developing your own AI tool, it could be your own web application, that is user-facing AI application. Then you have a client. This is basically a protocol handler, and this client is going to sit inside the host, which will eventually send your request to the servers by understanding the intent, what is the emotions that has been hidden behind that prompt that you're writing. And then you have got server. Server is going to be your external data source, and server has got three key components. One is going to be resource, tools, and prompts. Resources are your external databases, the read-only data or read-write data, the external database which you want to interact with. For example, Salesforce, Google Cloud, Microsoft services or AWS services, external database, any API. Tools are the actions which are going to let AI to perform the various operations like CRUD operations, or searching particular keyword, or getting that information from multiple sources and then combining, sending it back to the user by combining. Prompts, these are the pre-built template for the common task. For example, if I say search Salesforce, or if I say search Agentforce vibes, so there would be certain prompts which will be developed and created by the MCP server person who is designing the MCP server, or the developer who is developing that. Those will be designed, and these prompts will also help the MCP tool, MCP protocol to figure it out which particular external database that request has to send. If you talk about insert, the MCP solves the problem of m into n to m plus n server. Each host can be connecting to the multiple sources to the clients, and each client is going to connect exactly with one server. So one host, one client, and one client or host can be connected with multiple external sources. Now let's understand with an example of example related to Salesforce terminology, which you will be seeing how a simple request is going to be maintained and going to be transformed with the help of MCP server, MCP protocol. I hope this image is visible to every one of you. I will also put this image in the description and in the pinned comment of the video so that you can access this image as well. Let's say that you have a user and you are utilizing a AI client. It could be VS Code where you are using Agentforce vibes and you're asking certain information. You're asking, I need to prepare my meeting with Acme Corp next week. Can you please help me to get ready? Now, what basically you as a salesperson, or you as a sales manager, or a user who is acting as a sales manager, they are basically going to have a meeting with the Acme Corporation, which is an account inside Salesforce org. Then what basically that, maybe it could be a Claude MCP server, it could be Client MCP server, it could be Windsurf, it could be any client that you're working. Now then what that client is going to basically analyze the request, and then based on the sentiment, based on the information that the user has provided, that client is going to understand the intent and say, okay, this request is going to need certain information, meeting details if there were any in the past, information about the client, who is the contact person in the under Acme Corp working with this particular account or opportunity. Do we have any internal team which is working together to close that opportunity? Do we have any email, or we need to send an email, set up anything? Then what it is going to do is it is going to request to find the upcoming meetings under that Google server. If there are any upcoming meetings scheduled for Acme Corp with the help of a filter, it could be your Outlook, it could be any external emails provider that you are using. Here we have taken as an example of Google Calendar. It's going to find and it says yes, there was a meeting found for October 23, 2025. This is a time and attendee is John Smith, who is basically maybe an account manager at Acme Corp. It is going to return the data. So the first part is done. Then again, this client is going to send this because we need the client information which is sitting inside Salesforce. Now, a new request is going to be sent to find out the details related to Salesforce. Three objects are being queried because these are the three objects like key objects: account, opportunity, and contact. The information has been found and it has been sent back to the client. Then there is again team collaboration and email follow-up. This every single handoff is being basically done with the help of MCP server, with the help of those tools that we have discussed. Now if you see, finally what it is going to do is after all the four task has been completed, the response is going to be synthesized, it's going to be sanitized, response is going to be clubbed, and this is what the AI is going to give you the result. Now this is a simple example where you had one client and then client was sitting on top of VS Code. Now consider that the same client, maybe you have another AI application which is sitting on Slack, another AI application which is sitting on Microsoft Teams, another AI application which is sitting on maybe your mobile phone, and you are looking for similar kind of information. The, these four servers that we have got, the integration for these four data sources, resources, or servers, these are basically there sitting with the help of a MCP protocol. So this MCP protocol is going to hand off by understanding the intent of the customer, understanding the intent of the user. Now this MCP protocol can be utilized in any AI application, and this integration, once these are built, now these are ready to be utilized across any other AI application which could be sitting on any user facing application. As I said, it could be your VS Code, it could be Slack, it could be Microsoft Teams, it could be your AI application which is developed on the web, it could be anything. So that's basically how exactly the MCP server is, what problem it solves, how it's going to work, and how basically Salesforce is utilizing, because Salesforce has got their own MCP server. They have developed their own MCP server. You can utilize those MCP server and you can interact with Salesforce in basically your natural language. You just need to type in English and your VS Code is going to do the work for you. We are going to cover that in the next video. I hope you have liked this video. You have found this video informative. Please do like, share, subscribe the channel. Please don't forget to build the icon and share it with your colleagues. We will meet in the next video where we will talk about how you can set up your VS Code in order to use the Salesforce MCP server. Thank you.